Good morning, everyone, and welcome to class. We'll see who else might turn up this morning to join us. So, I wanted to start class today with a quote. And so, now would be a good time to find a nice, comfortable seat. Let's do a little preparation to really receive this fully. So, you can take a comfortable cross legged position, palms facing up, spine nice and long. And let's close down the eyes, and we do this most of all to shut out the sense world around us so that we can really draw our energy in to strengthen this. This is a really powerful quote, and we can use it as an affirmation. And as you get comfortable, you might just do a little check-in with the body and start to slowly move your awareness higher in the body until you're resting at the point between your two eyebrows. And you might experience this point like a perfectly clear window that you're gazing through, and you're gazing far into the distance. And then see if you can just soften in that space of gazing, expansive consciousness, upward lifted energy. And this is a quote by Paramhansa Yogananda: "Beginning with the early dawn of each day, I will radiate joy to everyone I meet. I will be mental sunshine for all who cross my path. Before the unfailing light of my cheer, darkness will take flight." So let's use this a few times. We're going to repeat really deeply. So repeat the words after me, and you can start out loud since we're just starting our practice. This will gather your attention. So let's go ahead and join together. Beginning with the early dawn of each day, I will radiate joy to everyone I meet. I will be mental sunshine for all who cross my path. Before the unfailing light of my cheer, darkness will take flight. And a little bit quieter now, drawing yourself more inward, holding attention at the spiritual eye, beginning with the early dawn of each day. I will radiate joy to everyone I meet. I will be mental sunshine for all who cross my path. Before the unfailing light of my cheer, darkness will take flight. Let's draw it even more deeply now, just whispering, or maybe even taking it silent at this point already. Beginning with the early dawn of each day, I will radiate joy to everyone I meet. I will be mental sunshine for all who cross my path. Before the unfailing light of my cheer, darkness will take flight. And now taking it even more deeply, this time silently, centering all your attention at the spiritual eye. With lots of energy and power, let's use the affirmation twice more. Beginning with the early dawn of each day, I will radiate joy to everyone I meet. I will be mental sunshine for all who cross my path. Before the unfailing light of my cheer, darkness will take flight. And our last repetition, lots of energy, impressing this into the superconscious mind. Beginning with the early dawn of each day, I will radiate joy to everyone I meet. I will be mental sunshine for all who cross my path. Before the unfailing light of my cheer, darkness will take flight. Maybe just take a few moments with your attention centered in the heart and notice if the affirmation has awakened anything in your body, in your mind. We're going to continue with this joyful theme with a chant. And if you need to adjust your body at this time, if you need to stretch out your legs, feel free. But if you're comfortable in meditation, just go ahead and stay inwardly drawn. While you listen to the chant, it's best enjoyed by placing the attention at the spiritual eye. This is a chant also by Paramhansa Yogananda, and it's called Joy, 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 Ever New Joy. Let's enjoy a moment together in perfect stillness. A few moments here just to keep repeating the word joy, or the vibration of joy at the spiritual eye. Joy, 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 ever new joy. When you're ready, you can open the eyes, and we'll start the movement aspect of our practice today. So let's just take a moment here. Really feel how your vibration has changed already, just by an affirmation and a little chanting, and see if you can start to feel that joy through this practice this morning. So let's go ahead, we'll come out of our seats and we're going to get active. So you can go ahead and come up to your standing position. Good. And just take a little step side to side when you lift. Lift one foot, curl the toes under, maybe circle out the ankle, go to the other side. If you need help with balance, hold onto your hips. Good. Good. And then just standing on one foot, lift and lower the leg. You can even tense your leg up, relax, tense it down, relax. So again, that's tensing it up, relax, tense down, relax. Get a few more circles in the ankle, and then we'll shift sides. So squeeze up, relax, squeeze down, relax. And then circling your ankle a couple of times. And let's go into the hips. So you're just balancing on one foot and circling the other. And it's intentional, like you're pointing through your heel. We're not sort of just throwing the leg around in space, but you're using your will and you're directing it from your hip down to your foot. We'll do the other side. And in this way, you'll become much more embodied. present in the moment. Good. And then let's take a little bend in the knees, and you're going to arch your lower back. And your hips stay in the same position. You're just going to circle the body around. If you're very sensitive in your low back, take a deep breath in and hold it as you circle. This will give you a little cushion in your low back. And then you can reverse the direction. Good. Keep it nice and light. And then we'll go side to side, squeezing along the spine. Just waking up the lower body. Good. Waking up the spine. And then we'll go right up the spine. So take your hands into soft fists and start at the very base. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, push up and in. And then go a little higher. So always on the exhale, pushing up. You can come right under the tips of your toes. If you got a little crack, that's fine. Good. And you get as high as you can. And then just go ahead and release that. Let's rub the palms together once you're done. And get nice and strong in your foundation here. Good, let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, spread the palms out nice and wide. 2 more times, rubbing the palms, getting some good energy generated. Keep the hands down by the belly. It'll help to awaken the abdominal muscles. Good, and then inhale, reach up. Exhale, spread the arms nice and wide. Good, one more time. Option to bend the knees and go down low here to awaken the legs and thighs. Belly muscles toning. Good, and then inhale, press the arms up with lots of energy. Spread that field all around you. All right, let's join hands into the heart. A little bend of the knees, double inhale. We're going to tense the arms out wide. Double exhale, relax forwards. So build the tension from low to medium till the muscles are vibrating with your energy, and then relax. Yeah, just like that in your own timing. Really use the will, especially if the body feels tired, and direct it right into the arms and the muscles. One more time. Good. Relax the hands. Let's take hands up onto the shoulders. And do a little circling of the shoulders. So we're just building up here, the whole body. Now sometimes we just circle the elbows and the shoulders don't move. Roll the whole shoulder joint up and around. Be really dramatic. Good, and then reverse the direction. Good, and work out all those little kinks. And then we always end opening the heart. So just go back maybe once, twice. And relax the arms down out of the way. Beautiful. Let's work on the throat here for a moment. So take a deep breath in and circle the arms up. Good. Exhale, draw the hands into the throat. Interlace the fingers so your palms are facing away from the throat. Okay? We're going to take a deep inhalation and a little bend of the knees, and then straighten the legs and look up. Good. Exhale, hands into the throat again, and finish the exhale, look down, chin drops. So just take a few rounds here to move like this. If the fingers feel stale, you just release them. Good. Just a gentle opening of the throat to start. And then you can go ahead and release there. Let's just let the hands come down. And we're going to take into the region of the throat here. And we're going to tighten the neck and circle the head. So you imagine like you have a pencil on the crown of your head and you're drawing a circle on the ceiling. And the whole neck is nice and tight. And then reverse the direction. Good. And then we'll take first 3 fingers into the base of the skull. We're still moving up here. Do a little circling right at the medulla, the soft point at the top of the spine, base of the skull. And then massage the other direction. Beautiful. Gentle drop of the chin. Double inhale and push into the base of the skull as you tense the back of the neck, and then relax and start massaging again. Don't worry about perfection, you just use your intention. Let's go ahead again. Squeeze until the muscles vibrate and then relax. One more time. Let the chin bow a little bit and then come back to neutral. All right, last time. Good, and then relax down. All right, let's rub the palms together, this time in front of the heart and the throat. Good. And then take fingertips right to the scalp. So instead of scratching on the skin, anchor the fingers and shift the skin so that it comes a little loose off of the scalp. Good. Just imagine that you have energy emanating from the tips of your fingers, and it's going right to the center of your brain to recharge and revitalize. Let's rub the palms again. Good, and then soft drumming on the head. Just a little drumming, good for memory, stimulating blood flow. Fists are soft. Remember, ahimsa here, we're not punching our head, we're just gently drumming. Good. All right, last time, rub the palms together. Good, and we're gonna go all the way through the body. So start with the arms, just rub the arms. And call the body to awakening. Awake all the little cells. The affirmation, rejoice, my body cells, rejoice. Good. And then get down into the chest. I like to do a little circle on one side, or drawing towards the heart is nice. Good. And then the belly, again, you can circle or just do a little up and down here on the sides of the ribs. Get the low back too. And then down the legs, inside and outside, all the way down to the ankles, even the feet if you can reach them. Good, and then let's come back up to standing. We'll do an energy bath. Deep breath as you reach the arms up above the head. Exhale, gently draw the hands down. Feel that you're drawing the light to your body. Feel how magnetic your body is. How alive and stimulated every cell of the body. And then just inhale the arms when you're ready. Good, and one more time, inhaling all of your attention in the body. Good. And then you can open the eyes if they ended up closing. And we'll start with a yogic breath before we come into any posture here. So you can start by inhaling, reaching your arms up above your head. Exhale, you're folding all the way forward, so push all the breath out until you're empty, 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 and then inhale and gently start drawing the palms up the body. Push the belly out as you keep breathing in. Expand the ribs, the chest, we're going all the way up over the head. And then we're exhaling and spreading the arms down. So this is one round. Let's do a couple more here. Inhaling, reaching up. Empty the body, all the breath out. Move as slowly as you can. When you're inhaling, feel that you're drawing energy through soles of the feet. You're carrying that right up the body. Push the belly out to keep inhaling. Expand ribs, chest. Arms go up and over as you're ready. Good. One more. Inhaling, gather yourself. Exhale, reset. Push out all the breath out of the body. Knees can bend. And then start your ascent. Inhaling. If you have a sensitive spine, Keep the spine long and press off your thighs. All the way up. Nice and slow, and then exhale, expand your field all around. Good. All right, let's take soft fists into the heart. We have to do this one because a student just arrived that this is one of their favorites, so we have to do it. We're going to take a deep breath and tense the arms out, relax them in, tense them forwards, relax them in, tense them up, relax them all the way down. Okay, so we'll do it with breath. You inhale out, relaxing in. Exhale forwards, relaxing in. Double inhale up, come right onto the tips of the toes, and then exhale, relax down. Okay, so let's do a couple just to get the rhythm. Out, forwards, above, and down. All right, and we'll say I'm positive, energetic, enthusiastic. And a little bit quicker. I'm positive, energetic, enthusiastic. I'm positive, energetic, enthusiastic. Like you're going to take flight. I'm positive, energetic, enthusiastic. All right, one more.
Positive, energetic, enthusiastic.
Good. All right, let's just take a sweep of the arms and enjoy this wonderful energy we're cultivating. Hands into the heart. Let's come into our first position. We'll start with a triangle pose. So you can start your right foot back behind you, your heel is down, and your front leg is straight. And you take the inside of thumb and forefinger and press into the thigh and lean forward as you reach up above the head. If you feel comfortable, you can release the bottom hand. In this pose, the energy draws up the spine, expands through the heart, and through the crown of the head. So let's try to feel that energy in your body. And the affirmation, energy and joy flood my body cells. Joy descends to me. Energy and joy flood my body cells. Joy descends to me. Keep the energy bright in the body, expanding as you breathe. You're ready to lower down, back hand comes down and around. And then you take a step forward, hands join up into prayer. And then exhale and release them down. Let's do the other side and then we'll rest. So left foot steps back, right leg gets straight. Again, you take thumb and index finger and the webbing in between and just push onto the hip a little bit. This will help you lean forwards. Start by reaching up above the head. Now if you feel comfortable and your body allows, you can release the bottom hand and press the back side of the hand against the inside of your thigh. Energy and joy flood my body cells. Joy descends to me. Energy and joy flood my body cells. Joy descends to me. Now ideally you're pushing towards the threshold of your personal practice. Approaching mental limitation, and just take a few breaths in that space. Get a little bit bigger, expand, give a little more of your breath. And of course, when it feels natural to release, you just slowly drop the back arm down and come to neutral. As you join your feet together, join your hands together as well and come right back to the center. This time let's send arms overhead. And we'll exhale, close the eyes, let the arms relax by the hips, and look deep into the spiritual eye. Energy and joy flood my body cells. Joy descends to me. gently we'll open the eyes. We're going to step the right foot back this time and keep a little bend in your front knee. We'll come into Muktasana or freedom pose. You're going to sweep the arms up overhead. Let the energy rise from your low spine, rise from the solar plexus into the heart, and keep reaching up high here. If you like to lean back a little, you're most welcome to. Just counter by leaning forwards a little bit more. You'll find a nice sweet spot for your body. The affirmation, I am free. I am free. Remember, it's only the restless mind that obscures our capacity to see that we are already free. So claim that birthright of freedom now. Now, if your body allows, you may drop the hands down and see if you can take your hands into prayer behind the body. If you can't, you just rest your hands on your hips. But you might be able to take your hands into a prayer position behind. This is said to be a very devotional mudra as it presses your heart wide open. Now we're going to come into the counter of this pose. Start to straighten your front leg. You can keep your hands as they are, or if your hands are on your hips, we're going to start to lean forwards. You can always bridge on your thigh for a little extra support, and this is pyramids pose. Start with the spine long so that it's energetic, and then slowly start to let the spine round and drop the head down towards the earth. The affirmation, I offer myself fully into the flow of grace. Make sure that you relax your head and your neck. It can be quite tempting sometimes, especially if we're challenging ourselves to squeeze in the back of the neck. Just let that part of the body release. I offer myself fully into the flow of grace. Now when you're ready to rise, if you have your hands bound behind your back in any way, take them to the thigh, and you bend your front leg, and as you inhale, tighten your belly and push your way up. So stand up through your spine and come right back into Muktasana, freedom pose. Front knee stays bent. Some of us might even like to bend our elbows, and you could take your hands like they're goalposts or your cactus, and you can squeeze your shoulders behind your body a little bit. Really feel that wonderful energy of heart opening. And then let's come out of the pose by inhaling and reaching up, and then exhaling and stepping through to come to center, and just let the arms come down. Good, that was a lot. So let's close the eyes and just put the gaze at the spiritual eye for a few moments. Make sure your weight is leaning towards the balls of your feet. And you might imagine a single line of energy from the base of the spine rising all the way up to the crown of the head. Keep looking up to the spiritual eye, maybe another moment. And then very gently you can open the eyes. Good, so let's come to the other side. Left foot steps back. And it's not a very wide stance, just moderate. Bending the front knee, hips are facing forwards. And then sweep the arms as you reach up. And very important to feel that your lower back is extending. Some of us, when we do back bends, we're just sort of folding behind, but make sure that you're reaching up, the front of the body, lengthening. The affirmation, I am free. Shout it from the rooftops, I am free. Let your neighbors hear, I am free.
I am free.
I am free.
Oh. And then when you're ready, you can take your hands down. And again, if you can, this is not accessible to everybody, but if you can take a prayer behind your back, you're most welcome to. We're going to start straightening the front leg, and you use the strength of your belly and your back to start leaning forwards. You might get right about here, and that's enough. You might go a little further. Some of us may release the hands and come onto the thigh and go further yet. And then at some point, you round the back and look behind you. And you release the head above all. Let your chin come towards your chest. Full relaxation. The affirmation, I offer myself fully into the flow of grace. I offer myself fully into the flow of grace. And when you're ready to start rising, just slide the hands out of any bind. Take them right to the thigh and start bending that front knee and squeeze the belly as you inhale and stand up through your spine, nice and tall. Once you come back to neutral, then free the arms up overhead. Try to relax your shoulders even when you extend arms above the head. Shoulders settled, fingertips aspiring. When it feels natural, your inhale takes you stepping through the position and dropping the hands down on either side. And then you just release the hands down, close the eyes. Make sure that you're drawing your gaze up higher, so look higher up. Our default is usually to look down, even when the eyes are closed. Some of us might try turning the palms open forwards and roll the shoulders back and down. Let your heart really lead in this standing position. And then we'll gently open the eyes. So last of our standing poses today, let's take our right foot behind, and this is a big step. So as big as you can make it. And you're going to roll onto the ball of your foot. So your heel is lifted and your whole back leg is strong. You're pushing off of the earth. Think horse-like strength. You're going to draw your hands into your heart. Now for some of us, we're going to lay, it's different than most, we're laying our right forearm onto the thigh, and our left arm is going to reach behind us. You look over to your left side. Now if you can go even further, you can open that left arm up into the sky. And so the whole idea here is to get a beautiful twist in the body. The affirmation, I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. Now, if you don't need your supportive arm, That's wonderful. You can drop it out of the way. Good, and see if you can synchronize this. Drop your left hand down by your supportive left leg. Your back heel's going to drop down, and we're going to open the body. Left arm goes up to the sky, right arm down the back leg. Keep the body, lower body in the same position. Good. And let's open the twist to the other side now by dropping left arm down onto the thigh, right arm up above the head. Or you can face the palm down and cut over the body for a full side angle position. And you get as long as you can on the right side of the body. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. Alright, keep the posture alive by breathing, by remaining embodied. When you're ready to leave, you inhale and stand up tall. Good. And then take hands at the hips, maybe take a few steps forwards, and then you come back to center. Good, let's just release our hip by circling each of the legs. Make sure everything's still happy in the lower body. Good, and then do the other side. Test your balance. All right. And then when you're ready, let's come to the other side. So you're taking your left foot back, maybe one step, maybe two, maybe three. Just make sure you can get out when you're done. So roll up onto the ball of the foot and strengthen through the lower body, like you're lifting up into the pose, hands into the heart. You're going to start leaning forwards and start with the forearm. Some of us can place our elbow on the outside of the thigh, and that's wonderful. You can also go there as well. So just to show you guys from the side view, if you want to see, the elbow on the thigh, hands are stacked one on top of the other. It can be a nice way to be in the pose. Forearm's acceptable. Arm can go up towards the sky. For most of us, it may be easier just to flip the palm and raise it behind us. So you can get an idea that we're really starting to open the heart off to the side, but each of our bodies will embrace that to varying degrees. And we'll use the affirmation, I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. Even if it's a little challenging, stay if you can. When you're ready to come out, just like we did on the other side, let your right arm sweep down, set your back heel down, and then reach up and recline all the way back. So nice smooth transition. Good. And this is sort of your respite for a few moments here. When you're ready to dive into the second aspect, drop the right forearm to its thigh. And then send your other arm reaching above your head. Now a little tip here is reach so high up into the sky that you can sort of just wave this bottom hand out of the way. You don't really need it so much. And then when you set back down, it's very light. It's just a point of contact. There's no weight bearing, and you'll feel your belly and your obliques, they really start to engage. Another little tip, at the base of your spine or the pelvic floor, there's an energetic lock in the body, and if you draw the muscle up, it's like putting the drain plug in the body so that the energy starts to fill through the body. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. I am a fountain of boundless energy and power. At your last moment of your standing practice, so really give it 100%. When you're ready to release out of it, you just stand tall through your spine. Good. And then hands under the hips, take as many steps as you need, especially if you have sensitive knees. Just be a little mindful here. Let's just take our leg and do a little circle out here. Circle out through the hip and then reverse the direction here. All good ways to help you learn to balance. A little circling and reversing. Good. All right, my friends, let's inhale and take a moment here to draw the hands up above the head and then into the heart. And we're going to rest here just before we dive down and look straight through the spiritual eye, an open window to your soul. You might be able to watch as the different currents in your body are finding equilibrium. The whole body recalibrating to accommodate all this new prana. Good. Make sure you look to the spiritual eye at least for the last few breaths. When you're ready to, you just release the hands down. We're going to slowly make our way down, so you can bend the knees and slide your hands down towards the earth. Some of us like downward facing dog, and we step behind and look to our lap. Others of us come into some form of a child's pose. It could be on forearms, it could be a total child's pose. But the idea here is just to make a soft transition. If you're in down dog, you might start to think about making your transition towards a child's pose. And you just take a few moments here to really settle into this feeling of being closer to the earth, connected with the earth. When you're ready, you can slowly make your way back up. So we are going to start up onto our knees. So make sure you have enough cushion for your knees. If you're on a mat, you can always fold the sides over or fold it in half or put a blanket there. Let's inhale and circulate the arms up above the head. Good. Exhale, go ahead and release the hands to the low of the back. We're coming into camel pose. So hands are on the top ridge of your hips. You can tuck toes underneath if you like to, but you can also lay them top side down and just slowly start to lean back into your hands. Draw the shoulders and shoulder blades towards the center backside of your heart. And look at least straight forwards in front of you, and you may even look a little higher. Now, rather than flip your chin up towards the sky, draw your chin towards your throat, and you can start to get a sense of a beautiful arch from the base of your spine going all the way behind the heart, behind the neck, and it sort of rises right off the backside of the head. The affirmation: with calm faith, I open to thy light. With calm faith, I open to thy light. To the best of your ability, let the body start to relax. Softening muscles, but keeping the inner atmosphere alive with energy, attention. We're going to come right into the counter pose. So when you're ready to, you slide the hands out from their position and look down to start. Let's inhale, align the spine, lifting arms up to the sky. Good, exhale, bow the hips back as you set the hands onto the earth, and we're just going to tuck the toes underneath for this next pose. Your knees and your ankles are as close together as you can get them to sit. And you're going to gently start to draw your head towards the earth. Reach your hands behind for your heels. This is hare pose. When you're ready to rise into the pose, push your belly up into your spine. Try to get a horseshoe shape going in your back. There should be no weight on your head. It's just a point of contact. No weight though. And you're still breathing, even though this pose might be restricting the breath in a way. And then finally, you're pulling on your heels. So there's a sense of energy, counter forces, dynamic energy, pulling and pushing here. Now, if for any reason this pose is very uncomfortable, you come right into child's pose and relax. But for the rest of us, we're going to remain here with the affirmation, I am master of my energy, I am master of my body. If you still find it a little bit challenging, try lifting your hips so your hips aren't sitting on your heels. They're lifting up. You can always look at me for an example. Now, if you particularly like the pose, you can remain. Two options as you exit, either come into child's pose and rest, or if you can comfortably sit over your ankles, take your palms right onto your lap and sit in the hero's pose. In either case, look to the spiritual eye. There's often a flush of energy after these postures. Try to relax your belly so that your breath is reaching the bottom of your lungs. As you inhale, letting belly expand, ribs and chest. Imagine your torso is like an umbrella, and when you inhale, you're opening. It opens on every side at the same time, 360 degrees. You might notice that it feels more natural to remain still, to remain silent, inward. This is always the directional flow of our yoga practice, at least in this lineage. Now when you're ready, you can gently release the resting position, and we're going to just come up to our seat to release our feet. This next pose is pretty interesting. Let's see how far we can get into it. So you're going to join your feet in front of the body, reach back and pull the muscle of the glutes out of the way. Pull it out of the way, and I like to kind of scooch forward with my heels. So it's sort of like you're trying to slide right onto the edge, and this helps you to sit tall in your spine. Okay, so first, stage of the pose is just to draw the left foot into the body. Now you might slide your right hand down its leg and just place your other hand on your heart. This would be the gentlest version that I can think of at the moment for this pose. Now if you'd like to come a little further, you're going to reach down for the big toe. You're going to hold it with your first two fingers, and then you might slide back in. Now if you can get a little bit further, if you can reach the big toe with your extended arm, you hold onto the big toe. Okay, and we're building further yet. You may have to let go of the big toe for the next section, but if you can lift your foot off of the ground, you're actively kicking through the toe and you're pulling through the arm. Just as in archery, you're going to lift your elbow and pull the foot back as you reach forward. Don't worry about meeting the toes. If you can lift a little higher, lift a little bit higher. This is called pulling the bow pose. And the affirmation: with shafts of will, I pierce through the heart of worries. With shafts of will, I pierce through the heart of worries. If you can lift higher, anywhere that you can get into this pose is sufficient. Just feel the connection of your willpower like an arrow or a shaft of light piercing through. So look very intentionally and directly forwards. Alright, and then very gently you can release down. Good, let's just extend that side out. We'll come right to the other side to give that one a break. So we get into the initial phase. You can start by holding onto the toe, sliding your other hand down the leg. Of course, not everybody can touch their toes. Now you can either just stay here and look through with your focus, or you can start to try and lift that foot. So you're pulling on the toe and you're pushing away from your hand. And this gives you the strength to lift your leg. It's at least fun to try, right? See where you can get. You can get to your bottom toe, same is true. You hold onto the bottom toe and you just go higher and higher to what the body can hold. With shafts of will, I pierce through the heart of worries. Make sure you keep your elbow high on the top arm here, which is your right arm on this side. Keeping the elbow high gives you a little more leverage, and then see if you can sit up tall. That would be sort of the full expression. With shafts of will, I pierce through the heart of all worries. And when you're ready, you slowly lower down. Good. Thanks for at least coming on that journey. It's a little challenging. And then we'll just sit for a moment here, any version of cross-legged you can, and center at the spiritual eye. The affirmation is really powerful. With shafts of will, I pierce through the heart of all worries. You ready? You can open the eyes, and we're going to lower down onto the back at this point in our practice. So any which way that you like. If you'd like to just sort of take a little spill back and roll a few times on your back, that can be quite nice. Careful if you're on a hardwood floor. But very energizing to roll on the back. You really get an idea of the spine and the way that it feels. Good, and then at some point you're staying down, knees are in towards the chest, and just take a moment here to hand on each of your knees and circle the knees out and around, and then back to the center. If you're very flexible, just hold the knees out wide and rock side to side. Or maybe even do a little circling. And then reverse the direction if you haven't already. So we're going to finish our practice in supportive shoulder stand. So you might watch if it's your first time or if you're curious to see what it might look like. So knees in towards the chest is a great way to start. You can tuck your hands under your hips and just send your feet as high as they'll go. This would be the easiest version. If you want to try a little bit more, you drop the elbows into the ground, roll the feet up over the face, lift the hips into the hands, and hold on to the hips. So at any time that you need to come down, you can, but we're going to stay in this pose for some moments here. And let the body relax and feel that you're receiving all of the energy that's been pulling down into the legs to keep you walking, to keep you supported, is now free to come up into the spine, to rejuvenate. If you ever feel a little bit of anxiety in any of this type of posture, you just continue to breathe, especially into the belly. Know that that's a healthy response when energy is flowing strong up the spine. To the best of your capacity, you relax into it. The affirmation, awake my sleeping powers, awake. And this is your sleeping potential. Paramhansa Yogananda said that we are all sleeping gods. Awake, my sleeping powers, awake. Again, if you need to come down sooner, just bend one knee at a time, release your hips out of your hands, and slowly release down onto the back. Some of us find it quite natural to transition into plow pose from here, which would be lowering your feet over your face. Just be gentle if you're going to take that pose. Be very mindful not to look left or right. The affirmation for plow, new life, new consciousness now flood my brain. New life, new consciousness now flood my brain. Now when you are ready to finish, if you haven't already, take one foot at a time down onto the ground, knees are bent still, and just let the knees wave side to side with arms outstretched. Really let the low spine get flushed. Feel how radiant your body is. Now it can be nice to take the knees back in towards the chest. You might even extend one leg while holding opposite knee into the chest, and then switch sides as you feel ready to. This can be a nice way to just find balance on either side. And this is really your opportunity now at the end of the practice to connect with your own intuitive feeling and to practice any posture that you feel would really serve you within reason, something that's on the back, Some like to twist here. Others of us might like a little back bending. Sometimes it's nice just to kind of squirm around and undulate or express in these really spontaneous ways in the body to get the muscles to really release. And once you sort of get it all out of your system, you can take several more minutes even if you'd like. You can make the conscious choice to either come into Shavasana, which is the final resting pose, or you can come into a comfortable seat and meditate for the remainder of your practice. Shavasana is both legs are extending one at a time all the way out long, palms facing up. Keep them rather close by the sides of the body, a natural distance. If you feel that you need more grounding, connection to your body, then place your hands one over the other on the belly. If you're in Shavasana, tuck your shoulders a little bit underneath the body, or your shoulder blades, like you're sealing them underneath the heart, and you really let the heart open wide here. And then for those coming into meditation, you find a position that's comfortable. It could be legs crossed, sitting on the edge of a chair, sitting up against a wall, whatever is accessible. It's important to keep the palms upward facing, elbows drawing behind the body. So just imagine like you're stringing a bow. You're lifting the front body, the heart open, and your elbows drawing behind. Chin drawn to the throat, crown of the head reaches up high, and then you relax over this shape. Close the eyes. All of us have energy centered at the spiritual eye. Meditators, make sure your shoulders are relaxed. Sometimes when we're trying to open the heart, we have tension in our shoulders. Maybe just allow a few moments to feel the spine. It's like a superhighway. The north flowing traffic or north flowing energy is up the left side of the body, and south flowing goes down the right side of the spine. meditation, continue to be perfectly still, inwardly attentive. Perhaps refining your posture to sit more bright, finding deeper relaxation through all the muscles of the body. For those of us in Shavasana, this is your opportunity to start waking back into the body through deep conscious breath, awareness of energy in the spine circulating out to the limbs, and activating that energy as movement through fingers, toes, hands, feet, arms, legs, maybe reaching above the head. If you're meditating and you feel that you need a little stretching, you're most welcome to join us as well. Eventually we'll all meet in a comfortable and still posture of our seat. All the energy joined, regrouping in the spine, rising up to the spiritual eye. Palms facing up on the lap for those just joining in the seat. You might take a little rocking side to side and make sure that you can feel your sits bones. That's each of the hip points, and feel them resting onto the ground, and then look for the center. It's the point where it's perfectly natural. It's effortless to sit, and then go forwards and backwards and find the same one. Just sort of bumping against the edges until you find neutral, and then end with circling. Circling is a really powerful one, and you're sort of spiraling tighter and tighter, rising up the spine, rising, rising, rising until you're at the spiritual eye in stillness. Just repeat a few rounds at the spiritual eye. I am whole. I am healthy. I am whole. I am healthy. Every cell in my body is filled with vitality. Every cell in my body is filled with vitality. I am joyful. I am free. I am joyful, I am free. I am whole, I am healthy. Every cell in my body is filled with vitality. I am joyful, I am free. Join the hands together in front of the heart and freely let this vibration of joy, freedom, vitality, and health emanate from every cell, every pore in the skin, out into the space around you. And we'll send these vibrations like little ripples in a vast ocean of consciousness through this world. Choose one person that's near and dear to you that you'd like to pray for. It is in need of healing of body, mind, or spirit. And to the best of your ability, visualize them appearing before you, enveloped in a field of light. See that light infusing into their body cells, the furthest depths of their mind, and awakening their soul. divine healing prayer. Divine Mother, thou art omnipresent. Thou art in all thy children. Manifest thy healing presence in the body, mind, and soul of all those who we call into this moment. Let's rub the palms together to generate some magnetism, some good energy of the palms, and be perfectly sincere in your heart. As you extend the hands out, relax the body and feel that you're a channel. Let's send the sound of Om 3 rounds. Join when you're ready. Deep breath and reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, release the hands out around the body, relaxing them down towards the earth, and then drawing them back into prayer. Gentle bow of your head towards your hands in prayer. We bow to our own divine nature, that nature which is present in all beings, every last one of them. Even those who appear most evil still have a divine essence. And we bow to that essence in all beings by saying Namaste. Namaste. Take your time, slowly coming back as you're ready to. So this is the ideal time to just maybe take a pause or take some time for yourself to meditate, to be silent. If you have a day to move into and responsibilities, move gracefully and try to carry this thread of energy by being mindful of your breath and mindful of yourself in all your actions. All right, my dear friends, have a beautiful day. It's a lovely day out here. It's a lovely day everywhere, so enjoy it to the fullest. All right, namaste.